elements in theater. Anticipate arrival TF oil can, so it can commence offensive operations. Hope economic advice helpful. Need more Marines. Andaman, port facilities, including floating dry dock and airstrip, near complete. TF Garrett remains on blockade duty. All other Allied forces, including 1st and 3rd and 4th Corps. 1st Fleet, composed of Salissa, CV-1, and Humfredar, CV-2. Battle groups and transports ready to commence offensive ops Ceylon in most respects. Thanks for sending Commander Letts to sort out mess. His plane arrived safely yesterday. Message ends. Chapter 1. Western Indian Ocean. Commander Greg Garrett, former gunnery officer of the old Asiatic Fleet four-stacker destroyer USS Walker, DD-163, now captain of the sailing frigate USS Donaghy, leaned on the starboard quarterdeck rail, staring through his binoculars. The colors of the sea and sky had proclaimed their independence from each other, and a yellow-red smear splashed the eastern horizon. The boisterous sea was becoming a tumultuous, toothy, pink-tinged purple. The Lemurian lookout, high in the maintop, had sighted dawn-spangled sails to the northeast with her keen eyes, but Garrett still saw nothing. As he searched, the sun darted tentative beams over the distant, hazy line of the continent. "What have we, sir?" asked Lieutenant Sauron Ghani, joining Greg beside the rail. Sauron was Donaghy's exec, her sailing master, in the Lemurian vernacular. He had replaced Murak Sangha, who had been recently appointed to command the new USS Tassat, when Garrett declined the honor in favor of remaining with Donaghy. Sauron was a bona fide sky priest of a southern denomination, so he filled the sailing master role without suffering any of the religious resentment that sometimes plagued laymen in his post. More and more sky priests join the Navy these days, surely out of patriotism, but also, possibly, to help secure their relevance in these strange, transitional times. Garrett didn't care about that. Sauron was a fantastic navigator, as were most of his order, but like Adar, the highest-ranking sky priest Greg knew, Sauron was a fanatic for the cause. Greg lowered his binoculars and looked at him. The oversized, dark amber eyes gazing back were common among Lemurians, but the fine, almost perfectly symmetrical coat of brown and white fur was unusual. Lemurians could be almost any color and were often striped, blotched, or even brindled, but not many had so much white. Greg shrugged mentally. Sky priests were often odd in a number of ways. In Sauron's case, it might even be his southern lineage. He was one of the few cats from the Great South Island, the land humans remembered as Australia, who had joined the Grand Alliance so far. He even talked funny. Word was, some land homes of North and West Australia, culturally similar to Balkpan and Manila, were forming regiments and might apply for full membership in the Alliance. Garrett hoped they would. This war was a fight for all Lemurians to make, all people of whatever race or species. Regardless of where he was from, Sauron was an aggressive, eager student of naval warfare, and Garrett felt lucky to have him. He scratched the dark hair poking from under his hat with his left hand while still holding the binoculars with his right. "Sails," Garrett replied. "Plural, no count yet. Lookout caught him in the northeast, probably sailing in column. I can't see squat from here."
"Ah,"
Sauron said, smiling.
"The pre-dawn GQ strikes again?"
Garrett smiled too. It wouldn't be the first time they'd snapped up a Grik ship simply by being on their toes at that critical time of day. "Maybe. I hope so. It's been a little boring out here lately."
"Boring,"
Sauron huffed. Donaghy and her sister Tolson, under the command of Russ Chappelle, as well as the newly arrived Revenge, were blockading the western approaches to Ceylon and India. Besides the occasional enemy ship, these waters teemed